My grandfather never used store-bought fertilizer. He didn't need to. His soil was dark, rich, full of life, and his garden fed the whole family. These days, people skip the soil and feed the plant, and that's why most gardens fail. When chemical fertilizers took over the world after the war, something changed. Many rushed to embrace the new, but some gardeners, like my grandfather, didn't budge. Wasn't stubbornness, or was it wisdom? Not to trust something that disconnected us from the soil. And in this video, I'll show you why the old gardeners were right and how their soil-first methods still work today and even better than before. So in my opinion, where did we get it wrong and the old guys get it right? Well, you see, first we've got to give the story, this part of history, some context. World War II had just finished and they had an influx of oil, and they also had invented the chemical fertilizer, the petroleum fertilizer, which they were about to introduce to the world for huge agriculture. They knew there was going to be a boom, a possible boom, influx in the world of more people. They had to feed the people, feed them fast, and do it cheaply. And guess what? With the influx of all these chemical petroleum fertilizers, they could do just that. And the spillage from that led over and fed over to the backyard gardener. So there were a few like my grandfather that were a bit stubborn. They didn't want to move over and transfer into the modern world. What they were doing was already working for them, such as composting and using all their waste from around the house and around the garden and recycling it back in. They were thinking, why do I need something that's new, it's going to cost me money, and it's already working? But people were saying, hey, it's growing stuff faster, you're getting healthier plants, and it's growing like crazy. But guess what? It created another problem that the world wasn't ready for yet, and the big companies already knew about it and had a problem for it, so they could sell you more stuff. And what was that problem? Well, guess what? Things grew so damn fast. It brought on extra pest attack, and no one was ready for it. All they were seeing was quick, lush green growth from extra nitrogen and all these beautiful things that were being marketed to them. But they didn't realize and they didn't know that pests were gonna get out of control. And guess what? Those big companies had a solution for it. Yep, sell you more stuff. Hey, we've solved the problem. Buy our extra product to kill and destroy these pests, no problem, and you'll have a great, beautiful garden, and yeah, just spray it on, kills them dead, and no worries. So thank goodness for my grandfather's stubbornness. He just loved having things like chickens around and using nature to take care of his garden. He understood that there was free chicken poop from what they fed the chickens, from basically around the house. All he had to do was do a bit of composting, bit of trench gardening where he dug holes and threw all that compost in and old scraps, and then just planted the plants over the top later on, threw down some mulch, and let the birds and the bees do the work for him to help him have a healthy, fresh, lush garden. Now, others didn't take that choice, but I believe that now, stepping back into the old ways and removing ourselves from these chemical fertilizers and using what we have around the garden, not only saves us money, but creates a healthier, lush, more productive system over time. It just makes common sense, right? So how do we as gardeners feed the soil and not the plants? So that's done with good composting methods and using what you have around the house and composting it over time. And then by layering on beautiful, beautiful mulch. This breaks down in the soil, the microbes and worms come up and grab that compost, and this mulch, as it turns into carbon, pulls it down into the soil profile, making the soil better and better and feeding the soil over time. Now you can put some other inputs in, such as some blood and bone, potash, eggshell, you know, a bit of wood ash, things like that, and that will keep feeding the soil at the same time. So all the elements and all the cheap stuff that you've got around the house is actually way more valuable than you would think. And yep, it's feeding the soil, which in turn then over time feeds the plants and provides much more success and a healthier plant over time. If you've gotten this far in the video, give us a big thumbs up and let us know in the comments box down below what inputs you're using in your garden and what are you gathering and harvesting and using to recycle to make a healthier soil at home. Please share it in the comments box down below. Lots of people read it and they get lots of value from people like yourself. And I like to read the comments as well. Now there'll be another video floating around here in this series to help you grow more fresh food at home and save lots and lots of money and get the best results possible. Why? Yeah, saving that hip pocket from the wallet from running out of cash. All right, see you at the next video real soon. Bye for now.